By using iterations, we created one sample example here, right? So this is the design, and in this design, so let's start this and see. We created a cascading drop down. So any progress in your task, or the task I given to you, any one of you have finished it completely bug free? Anyone? Any progress, right? Fine, good. So then if you have done that, today in classroom, I will upload a link. Into the link, you need to upload that example that you have designed, right? Just you send the component design, means the component code and HTML code. I can see that, right? So I will upload a link into the classroom example. You can upload your exercises there. Okay, right. So yesterday we designed our example up to this part. We have designed this up to this we have done. All right. So in this, user can select a category, and user can select a product related to category. The product details will come. Up to this, we done implementation. Now we need to continue with this. Actually, when you are displaying this currency, later we will learn about formatting and all. Suppose I am showing here currency. So at the bottom, the product price is there. We can use a pipe symbol and say currency. So it will put a currency symbol in the quotes INR, Indian rupees. So this will apply a currency format for your numbers. Later you will learn about these pipes concepts. Later we will discuss about that. Initially, this is to apply a currency symbol. So for your number, you just add this currency. It will put a currency symbol there. So you can select any product here. It will show that in a currency form. Now, what we need to do is, so we need to display here the cart items, right side. So in the right panel, so I will just make this as, so danger only, right? And here, your cart items. So how many items are there? Here I want to put a count there. So here I want a count there for the cart items. Initially place is empty there. So you can see your cart items right side. I just kept an empty one. So here the key point is, so when user selects add to cart, so when user choose that add to cart, the item must be added into this. Means we need to maintain a collection of items. Then what I will do is, in the logic, I need an array. So I will keep an array. I will declare an array by name cart items. Cart items is an array. It should contain only the collection of items that you want in your shopping cart. You added into shopping cart. So I am creating cart items, that is cart items array. Okay. So this cart items array currently empty. How many items are there in the cart that I want to keep the cart items count generally? if you want to keep the cart items count, then what you can do is you can just add, so it's a property in the design. In the design here I can print, so cart items dot length, cart items dot length, it will return the count of cart items. How many cart items are there? It will return the cart items length. So that means here it is displaying the cart items length. Currently it says 0. There are no items in the cart. Now what we have to do is, when user selects any product and click on add to cart, I want to push this item into that cart items array. That means we need to write a method. We need to write a method for add item into cart. So that means for adding item into cart. Let's create a method, add to cart, click. Okay. When add to cart click happens, the searched product that you have, that product must be added into the cart items array. Searched product is the product that you are currently watching. That product must be added into cart items. Then what we do, this dot cart items, it is an array. Into an array, we need to push a new value. We need to push a new value. So what is the item you want to push? The searched product should be pushed into it. That means the searched product must be pushed into it. That means, so this dot searched product is an object that will be pushed into it. So we are accessing it. All right. Now, one more important is the items count must be updated regularly. That means when you add item, when you remove item, every time items count should be updated. Items count should be updated. So that means cart count, in order to update, what we will do is, we will not directly use the options. Here we will not add them. For example, see here, initially in this, I selected any item and I click on add to cart. That means it is added to the cart. On that click, we need to call that. So I will go to click here. Add to cart button is there. This is add to cart button. On this button click, we have to call the function add to cart click. We have to call the function add to cart click. So that means now when user selects any item and user clicks on add to cart, you can see cart items count is 1. And I am selecting another one and I click on add to cart, then the cart items count is 2. And very important, this count should be updated automatically when you delete item, when you add item. In that case, better create a reusable function for that and use a reusable function. That will be good actually, because this should happen regularly. In that case, what you can do is, we can create one method and we can configure a method. This is cart items, and I will create another property, cart items count. Initially, cart items count is 0. Okay. Then what I will do is, I will define a property, a method, get cart items count. Okay, get cart items count. What this method has to do is it should update that count. This dot cart items count is equal to this dot cart items dot length. It should update. This should happen. Now what we can do is, so this cart items count we can apply here in the result. Don't use this length there. So you use cart items count there. Initially it is 0. It will be updated. Now when user clicks add to cart, after adding to the cart, what we do here is we will put an alert. In the alert we will say item added to cart. Okay. After that we will call the function this dot get cart items count. What this function will do is it will update the count, because we need to update the count every time. When added, count should updated. When deleted, it should be updated. Then instead of calling that sentence every time, we can just call this function. This function is updating the count. It is getting the length and it is storing the length here. So we created a simple reusable function and we are accessing that function here. Now let's run this and see. I will select a category. I will select a product. I click on add to cart. It shows an alert, item added to cart. Okay. The count is updated here. I selected another product and click on add to cart. That is added. Okay. That is also added here. Now I have 2 items in the cart. I want to see the details of the items in the cart. That means when I click cart items, when I click on the cart, your cart items, that button right side, it should show a table. In the table, it should display the items inside the cart. All your cart items are present in an array called, cart items. We need to prepare a table for this cart items. So let's prepare a table for those cart items in the middle row. Here I will put a table. So table will have a class table and table hover. And the table will have a head, T head, and TR. In the TH, we have name, and we have price, and we have preview. Okay. And in the body, T body, table body, I need to generate a row. This row should repeat for every item inside the cart. That means we will use ng for let item of cart items. And here, first cell should display item name, because cart item contains name. Second cell should display item price, item dot price. And third cell should display photo. That means I will use an image, img. So width is 50 and height is 50 pixels. And source src, we will keep the source as item.photo. Item photo will be used as source. Okay. You can see that this is a table, and you can see, so there is a table for cart items. I can keep anywhere this table. Later I will show you how to create a pop-up for cart items. For that, we need to use a concept called materials. We will see that. We can make more better in performance. Initially, there is a table here. Now, important, this table style margin top as some 100 pixel. So I can keep that table just little bit somewhere between here. Okay. Now important, so the table have a caption, your cart items. Table have a caption cart items. I am using the cart items. So that is the caption for the, usually it can be bottom or top. According to the Bootstrap, it will be bottom actually, caption. Okay, that is your cart items caption is there. Now important, I don't want this table to display until or unless they click that button right side. I want the table to display only when they click on that your cart items. So by default, I want to hide this table. So then what we will do is we will go to the logic. We will create a property. So the property we will say show cart. Show cart is by default false. Okay, I want to apply this to this table. Then for the table, what we can do? So for the table, we can just apply ngIf, and show cart. Show cart is a Boolean value, false. And you can see by default, the table will not be there. I must display the table when user clicks on your cart items. When user clicks on your cart items, I want to display that. Then this your cart items button click should toggle. So that means here we will write a method public toggle cart display. Okay. And what toggle cart display should do is, so this dot show cart, it is expecting a Boolean value. We will write like this. So if this dot show cart is equal to false, then we will put it to true. Otherwise, we will put it to false. We are applying a value into it. If it is false, then we will send it true. If it is true, we will send false. We will apply that value. That means we are toggling the display. Happen when they click on show cart items. On this button click, we need to say toggle cart display. Okay. Now you can see here, currently it is not displayed. I click on cart items, then table will come. Again, click on cart items, it will hide. So we are showing and hiding on that. Okay, let's select a product and click on add to cart. Item added to the cart. Okay, currently I have one item. I will select another. I will choose another, add. I have two items in the cart. Now click on your cart items. The cart items will come in the table here. Currently, these are our cart items. I am choosing, I toggle this display again. I am choosing some more electronics and display and click on add to cart. That's also added. Total number of items is your cart items 3. I click on that, then it will display those 3 cart items here. So these are the options we are handling. You can do anything, but generally we don't want by default cart to display. Anywhere in any website, by default cart is not displayed until or unless user wants to see it. After adding item into cart, so it will show just a count how much items are there, right? You can do anything according to your requirement. You can write the logic, right? So you can get the count. If it is greater than 0, you can display. If greater than 1, you can display. Anything you can do, right? Usually we have a toggler. No? Generally we have a toggler. We will not keep a cart displayed on the screen every time. So actually this area contains the middle area. Actually, I'm showing the cart here in the page. Usually cart will not, it may come on the page. You can display the cart in a pop-up. You can display this cart in a pop-up. You can hide and display in the pop-up, right? Card can be displayed in a pop-up. When card is displayed, actually this place is not for cart. This place is for, the middle place is for home. Some items you put there. Some home options you put there. They keep on scrolling the contents, some banners, some advertisements, everything comes there. Cart, we don't have a reserved place for cart every time actually. I am temporarily displaying in this area because we haven't learned about pop-ups. How do we do that? So you can put any logic you want. It doesn't matter, right? You don't need to ask like, can I do this? Can I do that? So you know the logic, you can implement that. So that means you want to show cart on a different situation, do it, right? For that, you need to write a logic, simple. There is nothing like the separate approach will be there for that. When you want to show your wish, where you want to show your wish, that's important. Usually you see several websites will show the cart just below them. So below that cart items only the cart will be displayed. Where you want to display, that's our wish, right? That means actually this entire table is not present there. So this entire table is present under that button itself. That means this entire table is present under that button only. So we have another div in the button itself, we keep this. This is different, right? Now what we are doing here, initially empty. I selected something and I click on add to cart and say item added. And another item, so add to cart, that's also added. And click here, the cart items will display below. You can keep anywhere you want. You can put any condition you want. You want to show on button click, you can. If you want to show when items are more than one, you can. That's not at all a point, right? You can do anything. You have to just write the logic for that. Huh? All right. Technically, this is one option, right? So here in between, we can add some more contents there. We can configure that. Here we can add some sliders, so banners and all. We can do anything. Here I just kept in the middle because some more options we will put there actually. So I will remove the table from here. So from the div here, so I will remove that from here. And I will keep in this column only. Okay, fine. Now one more important option, what we want is, we must able to remove the item from the cart. We must able to remove the item from the cart. So we need to remove the items from the cart. We are adding the items into cart. We want to remove the item from the cart. Then what I will do is, in the last cell, so here I will put a button. In the button, we will put a class as BTN and BTN outline danger. And here we will put a span. So span and class as FA and FA trash. So I am giving FA trash. Now you can see, so here for every product, I am selecting the product, add to cart, it is added. And show cart items, you can see there is a delete button here. So that means for every product, there is a delete option here. Delete option there. So I just added that. So actually you add one more item into this, add to cart. Then for every item, a delete button will be generated. A delete will be generated. So now what we need to do is, when user clicks on that particular delete, so delete of second one, it should be removed. That should be removed. Only that product should be removed. So we need to do that. So then how you manage that? Here also, I will give you some task, right? On this example, I will give you some implementations by yourself to try. I will do up to one extent. Some more tips I will give you that you have to implement, you have to achieve, right? But initially here, so generally, so how you manage the delete operation here, how you can manage the delete operation. So delete that particular product. That means actually this button requires a click event. On the click event, it should delete that particular record only. So then what we need to do is first, we are writing a method here. So public delete cart item. Okay. Now this delete cart item should ask us which one to delete. Then it is expecting the index number. Now we need to send the index number. Currently, this is a row. This row is repeating. That means ng for is repeating the row. That means only one row is there, it is repeating. That means only one button is there, it is repeating for every item. When it is repeating, we can get the index number of that occurrence. We can get the index number of that iteration. How to get the index number of iteration? This ng for have a property. I will put a semicolon, means ng for completed. And I will declare a variable called I. Into that variable, I will pass index. Index is iteration property. It is a property which you can use inside iteration. Remember, our iteration is not completed. In that iteration, we are declaring a variable I, which gets the index number of that particular item. That means I contains the index number of that row. Then what we will do is, when delete button is clicked, we will call delete cart item. Into that, we will pass that index number. That means the current item index number is passed. It is passed into this method. Now what I have to do is, I have to collect that index number and delete the item at that index. You know array function. How to delete any array based on specific index number. How to remove any item in an array based on specific index number. We know we have this dot cart items. Cart items is an array. Into that, we will pass splice function. Splice. We know pop will remove the last item. Unshift. Shift will remove the first item. Splice will remove the item at specified index. So splice from which index? So starting index is the index that you have passed. Okay. How many items to remove from that index? Only one item. You know the syntax of splice function. It is expecting start index and delete count. How many you want to delete? You can define. But very important, before deleting, it should ask confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete? Then what we will do is, here we will declare a variable called confirm delete. This variable will get a JavaScript confirm box. Confirm is a JavaScript confirm box. This is a browser confirm box. This confirm box will have a message. Are you sure? Are you sure? So want to delete. So delete this confirmation. And you know that JavaScript confirm box will return yes, no. and on yes, it will return true. On no, it will return false. That means confirm delete is a variable which gets the value from confirm box. Confirm box is a JavaScript box which returns Boolean value. That means if confirm delete is true, that means they selected yes. If confirm delete is true, then it should delete it. Then it should delete that item. Otherwise, do nothing. That means now delete should happen only when confirm delete is true. That means they said yes. If they said yes, then delete it. Otherwise, leave. Nothing to do. Then I will save this now. And you can see here, I am selecting a category. I am selecting a product and add to cart. Okay. And another product, add to cart. Okay. And click here. You can see your cart items. You have the cart items. I am adding one more item into the cart. Add to cart. Okay. Now I want this shirt to be removed. Then I will click on remove. Then it says, are you sure you want to delete? So you want to delete, then I say cancel, it is not deleted. Are you sure you want to delete? So, and I say okay, then it will be deleted. And after deleting, this count should be updated. So that we need to do. So are you sure you want to delete? So want to delete, yeah. And after deleting, this dot get cart items count. That is a method which updates the count. After deleting, it updates the count. That is important. So now when you are configuring this, so you are selecting an option here. So footwear, so some footwear, add to cart, it is added. And another, some add to cart, it is added, and it will get them. I click on delete. Are you sure you want to delete? I said, okay. Then cart items count is updated here. Only one item in your cart. And you can delete. So, okay, then 0. There are no items in the cart. If it is 0, you can again hide this table. It depends on your requirement, how you write, right? That means you are configuring the items, and you are defining the items. And on delete, we are removing that item from the cart, right? You can do everything, yeah. So you have to write a logic for that, right? You need a implementation for that. You want to add to wish list, you want to delete, you want to add, everything needs an logic to implement. You can do everything. So what do you think? You can build a shopping site in just 2 hours of session. It is never possible, right? So generally, technically, you have an option like people say that after course is completed, so after course is completed, I will teach you a real-time project. And in 1 month, real-time project is finished. Are you serious? So that means in 1 month, you will teach one real-time project, right? What do you think? A real-world project means it contains a lot of things. They will just show you how the process is done there. You cannot really do a real-time project, right? Actually, real-world projects are nothing but you have to design a project for a client according to his requirements so that he can start using your application. So that requires a lot of work. But that is not possible to show anywhere in training process. That's the reason they show you the flow, how it actually done. But in real world, a lot of implementations are there. A lot of things are there, right? So that all you can customize. You can customize CSS, JavaScript styles. We can customize everything. Actually, we don't use the alerts. We don't use the alerts like this because currently our application can have its own name. We don't use like these alerts actually. I just given you a basic alert. We use models. Models, these are browser alerts. Na? That means you are getting an alert box, browser alert box, right? So we don't want browser alert boxes. So we want inbuilt models, inbuilt pop-ups. So we don't depend on these very much because for that you need to be very strong in Bootstrap, jQuery, and in Angular also we have a special library for that. We call it as a material library. Later I will show you how to implement that material library, right? How to implement that material library. If you can implement that, we will not implement by using this dialogues. We will put inbuilt dialogues. We will put our own inbuilt dialogues and we will use that. That means in the page itself, a dialog will pop up and we will use that. We will discuss about that, right? This is just to satisfy the current requirements. Here I am explaining this example to show you the concept of what is the purpose of ng for. What is the purpose of ng for index property? I am showing this just to make you understand the purpose of this index property, right? I am not building a shopping site for you, right? If I am building a shopping site, so there are so many things are there. Yeah. So material is predefined components, ready-made. So many components will be there. You can implement those components. So that's what already I told you. In the discussion of components, I told you that you can create your own components. You can implement the components from third parties, not only materials. Even material is also not enough. I told you, if you remembered, about third party called Telerik. You remembered third party called Telerik. This is Telerik. So I go to the demos. In the Telerik demos, we have Angular. So Angular, they will provide several components for Angular, but Telerik is one which you have to buy, you have to purchase. You can see they will show you so many things. So that means you have buttons, you have grids, you have inputs, you have styling, you have so many things. You have date pickers, you have so many things. So you have so many options here, so many options here. You can have dialogues. You can see there is a dialogue. In the dialogue category, you can see the example of these dialogues. So that means how these dialogues usually work. These are third parties. So Angular material will provide. You can see this is how we conform. These are the dialogues. So this dialog usually, this dialog, see, I click on open dialog button. It pops up like this. This I can do in Bootstrap also, Bootstrap CSS also. But these people have designed this specially for Angular. So if we can use this, we can design this, we can design this. So that for that they have given the code, how to implement it. So for that they have given the approach, how to manage, but it is not free. It is not free. It is not free. You have to buy and use it. So it's paid source. It's paid source. It's not free, right? So in real world projects, many components that you need for presentation. So we generally don't use everything. We generally don't design everything. It's a waste of time. We never design everything. So if any certain functionality is required, so that functionality is already available by any third party, we implement it. We customize according to our requirement. We will not write everything. So we will just implement. So we reduce the effort of designing. And these are the professional people. You know, Telerik is very popular. You can see NASA is a customer of Telerik. Microsoft is customer of Telerik. NASA is customer of Telerik means they provide software support for NASA like people. Then you can imagine their abilities in bug fixing, in support, their abilities. And large scale companies usually buy these. Angular have material. Angular have material. This is Angular material. In Angular material also you have components, but a limited. You have only few components. You have only few components. And here also you have dialogues. You can see this is an Angular material dialogue. In these dialogues, you can put your own things, whatever you want. How to implement Angular material related dialogues? I will show you a process in the next level. We will discuss about that. Then you can make your presentation better. But remember, this requires extra library to implement. So I am just how to implement this with examples, everything they will provide you here. So what is the logic for that? So open dialog, what is the TypeScript you need to configure that? So they give all the options for that. They give all the options and define all the options for that. You need to implement this according to that requirement, right? So that means these things are not like somebody will teach you everything about these third parties. They will show you 1-2 implementations, and rest of things you have to do by yourself according to your requirements. So these will make our presentation more better, and more simplified. Actually, we can do that with Bootstrap also. You have Get Bootstrap, and Bootstrap also have you can see Bootstrap also have models. So Bootstrap also have model. You can see this is a Bootstrap model actually. This is a Bootstrap model. So that means you can open these type of models. You can configure these type of models. Launch and it will show a model like this. This is Bootstrap. In Angular, you can use these also. But again, this requires the library of jQuery, and you need to import jQuery library, Bootstrap library, combination of both you have to use. That's the reason Angular people prefer using material rather than using Bootstrap dynamic things, right? Bootstrap dynamic things, right? So when you design, so you have to understand how to handle them, right? Yeah. Technically, already I told you now, all these are several third parties, right? Third parties, ng Bootstrap, ng, so many are there. They are not official by Google. They are all community supports. They are not officially provided by Angular people. They are community supports. I told you about material. I told you about Telerik. I told you about so many others will be there. So many third parties are there, right? So which one you have to use depends on your level, your company levels, right? So obviously, so you cannot say that this is good, this is bad, this is, because every third party have its own issues, bugs will be there. You need to know them and you have to use them. So many are there. But Angular officially provides this material library. And Angular allows you to use various third parties also, no problem. In the third parties, you have so many things. So like, as I showed you, so Telerik, right? As I told you about, so many people use so many third parties, like we have ng Bootstrap, you have ngx Bootstrap, so many are there. Angular bootstraps. So these are not officially provided by Angular people. Remember that. So these are not officially provided by Angular people. These all belongs to third parties, just like Telerik only. Officially provided by Angular people is only Angular material, right? Angular material is the official one provided by Angular people. All others are third parties. So which third party? It's your wish. Understood? I hope you know that, right? So which one is mostly used? What do you think? Telerik is supporting NASA like people, Microsoft like people. And what do you think? Anybody can better support more than people who support NASA? What do you say? Right? It is not like which one is mostly used, which one is good, like that, because it completely depends on your project requirements. Why? Because suppose I told you about Angular material. So you are using material. There is material. I want a barcode reader. Even your Java don't have a barcode reader. You don't have a QR code generator, right? Right. Obviously, you are talking about an high-level MNC company. Then I think expensive is not a term to use at all. Am I right? In regular MNCs, they ask Telerik. If you go to any MNC interview, they ask, "Do you know Telerik controls?" You know, in MNCs regularly they ask. Small scale, medium scale companies, even remember, they don't need to purchase entire library. They will purchase only one control that is required for them. Suppose you have so many components here. I want a barcode reader. There is no barcode reader here. There is no QR code generator here. There is no barcode, QR code generators here. Then how? Then you have to depend on third parties. Even MD Bootstrap or NG Bootstrap, they don't also provide barcode like options. You need a barcode reader. You need a biometric reader. These are very complicated things, and they are very common in websites. Actually, they are very common in websites. So they are very common in various other websites, so which are very much used also. Later I will show you one website, so where these biometrics and are all used. We have our government websites which use all these biometrics and all. For that, they design in Angular only. The websites are in Angular only, but these components are not enough. You have to depend on third parties. And any third party you name, whichever convenient, whichever free, whichever cheaper for your company, so it will use if it is a small scale or medium scale company. And if it is an MNC, then obviously they will go with Telerik like high levels, right? So they will not take chance on the third parties which are developed by some XYZ. They will take always from the people who provide them continuous support in bug fixing. That is important for them, right? So that depends on completely project requirements. So this is one simple example, but in this example, our main intention is to understand only one option we discussed here, how to use index. To show you the purpose of index in iterator, I designed this example. Because drop downs we can do by using simple for statement. By using simple for statement, we can design the drop downs, right? And adding items into, you can do that by using array functions. Removing items also array functions. But how do we remove that specific item? That means in the iteration of items, to send the index number of item is important, which we are doing that by using this example. That is the main intention. Similarly, we have other properties, odd, even, other properties. How to use, we will see. Here, one task I will give you that you have to try. Means I will post this entire example. You can design this entire example. But in this example, I want you to try some additional work here. Extra, one more thing you need to try here. What you have to try extra is, you put a delete button. You put a delete button here. At the header, you put a delete button. On this delete button, it should delete all. Delete all. That is one option for you. That means it should able to delete all. Later, after learning few things, we will discuss checkbox implementation also. Initially, when you click this button, it should delete all. These are individual and this should delete all. One more is, I want here these items, price, summary here. That means here it should say summary. summary, how much they have to pay. So that means it has to show something like 5,500 based on the items inside the cart. This summary should update when you are adding a new item into this, that summary should update. When you are removing an item, that summary should update. So when you are removing an item, that summary should update. So I want you to implement two more extra things in this. So calculate the total price of the items that you are adding and display as summary. Update the summary on delete of every item. Second, I want you to implement delete all functionality. That means when user clicks, it will delete everything. It will delete everything. These are the additional things you have to do, right? So these are the additional things. So you have to try. If you can try that, that's good, right? So if you have to design this. So what is the topic? So you have to find the summary of all items price in the cart. And you have to, two works you have to do. Find the summary of cost of items in the cart and put the summary here. And create a delete button which will delete all items in the cart. These are the two things you need to implement. So what do you say? Can you try this? Huh? Right? So if you can do that, that's good. That means one part I showed you, rest of the parts you need to do. So if you practice in this way, then you can handle more better. Don't expect everything from my side. So if you try from your side, then you have to do. Summary is very simple. I want a cart summary. Cart summary means how many items are there in the cart, what is their price. I want a total amount of price. Understood? I want total amount of price. Total amount of price. Understood? That means how many items are there? 2 items are there. Their price should be added and shown as a summary. That's what we have to do. Right. Yeah, you have to display the summary. So somewhere you display summary, somewhere here, right side, that will be good, right? You keep the summary below that your cart items, right? Yeah, I hope you can try this now, all right? And if you can do this, then I will give you one more exercise on the same concept, similar type of concept. That complete example you have to do, right? You can use anything. Just I want a summary to display there. Initially, don't think more than that, right? That is enough, right? I hope so. You all are clear with this example till now. What we discussed. Everything clear? Anything confusion? So all are clear with this, what we discussed, right? Now we have some more options in the iteration. Some more options in the iteration. Odd, even, track by. Why we need odd occurrence value? Why we need even occurrence value? What is track by? How to handle the iterations in a more complex way? That we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will see that. Okay. Today I will upload this code. You have to do this exercise today, right? Already I given you one task. You do the task. This also you design. And tomorrow, let me know if you are able to finish the two additional things in this example or not. Okay. Then tomorrow we will continue with some more options, some more complex things. First, tomorrow I will show you integration of material, how to design and make our presentations more effective with material, so that in a future examples we can use these materials and get perfection on that. Okay. Tomorrow I'll show you how to implement material in Angular, so that instead of depending on Bootstrap completely, we can use this material also. Tomorrow we will do that. Okay.